One of the easiest ways to change the way that your handwriting look is to thicken it. And what I mean by that is, so that's pretty thin, it's not going to stand out very much on your page, but you can easily just add a little dimension. You can kind of experiment, and then you can color in. You could use a thicker marker, but so you can leave it like that, so you have some thick and some thin, or you can thicken all the lines. It really depends on what look you want or what looks good to you. Obviously you can take a little more time to color this in well. I'm just doing it real fast so you can see. So that pops a lot more, and obviously you can do that with just regular handwriting too. And again, you could just do one side of the letter. I guess with the C it's the whole letter. You could leave it just like that, or you can thicken all of it. And you should experiment, and we'll talk about font collecting. But you should experiment all the different ways and keep a little journal that shows the different ways, and then you can decide what you like best. So there you go, that is a simple way. The other way is to just experiment with different tools. So this, you get the point. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is a Faber-Castell Pitt pen. This is a fine point, which is F. They have medium point, which is M. And they have a brush point, which is B. And I like the F and the M best. I don't always like the brush point, but other people really love brush point. So it's really like up to you to experiment what you love. What's nice about this is it's waterproof, so you can paint right on top of it. So we have that as an option. This is a fine point Sharpie poster pen, which has a bullet nib. You can see that. So it's automatically, it's not working real well, but it's automatically a little bit thicker. So I'm not doing fancy letters, I'm just doing my regular handwriting, but it changes based on what I'm using. This is a Pitt Artist pen. This is a big brush. And I think if I hold it up and down, I can get a thinner line. Maybe not that much thinner, but it's a little bit. So there's that. Copic. This is a Copic original. It has bullet nib, which is very similar to the Sharpie, and a broad nib, which this could be cool to play with. So there you have really big letters, and if you turn it and use the very tip, you get like that. And then I also have Copic. This is this Copic sketch, and it has chisel tip, which is pretty much the same, and a brush. So you can use it that way, like on the side. Let me start over. The lighter you press it, the lighter a line you can get. So it depends on what you're trying to go for. Like all of those came from just this nib. That's pretty good. And then for the teeny tiny letters, a Sharpie pen. So that's very small, and that could be something that you're using to do your regular journaling. It's a little bit smaller than the Pitt pen, but not really that much. So one thing you can do is just experiment with different writing utensils. Oh, I have one more. This is a roach ring, if that's how you say it, I'm not really sure. It's an art pen. This is actually my boyfriend's, and I have borrowed it indefinitely. Hopefully it's not out of ink. Yep. This is really fun to write with. And just by using this, it makes my handwriting look way fancier than it does over here, just because it automatically makes it look awesome. So you could get, like, you don't have to get a specific pen, you could get a dip pen and use ink, and that is a really fun. See, I'm just having so much fun I keep using it because it looks awesome. So this one would be my favorite, but the ink is not waterproof, so, and once I get waterproof ink, then it'll probably be my favorite thing, but it's not yet. So for this week, try out all of the markers and pens that you have and experiment with just your regular writing, and then experiment with thickening the letters, you know, based, like, using a different tool. So let's go back to this guy, and I'm gonna try to do this letter but thicken it. Oh, I guess I should say that when you are going to thicken your letters, it's probably better to put them a little bit further apart, because it depends, I guess, on what you want it to look like. When I thicken this, it's going to all blend together. Like they're going to start touching each other, which that might be the look that you want. This is easier to color with, that's for sure. You could be working on lined paper to make sure your letters are all the right size and stuff, but I don't do that. Alright, so you have like kind of two different looks. If you want them all squashed together, if you want them further apart, but, you know, changed it from looking like that to that. It automatically looks a little bolder on your page. Alright, so another option for changing your handwriting is, I mean, everybody knows bubble letters, I'm sure, but so you get the point. You make your letter into a three-dimensional form, and you could leave it like that, you could color it, you could add some decoration, like polka dots or something.